What is up, my angels? You're watching Sergio's Secrets. Before I get started with today's video, if you can please give this video a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button so you never miss any one of my uploads. I upload every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday about kind of fashion related content and bits of financial videos here and there. But other than that, let's get started with today's video. Before I get started with the 10 luxury items that are definitely not worth your money, I made a similar video of luxury items not to buy, which I will link down below. I'll kind of insert a cap of it right here. But I wanted to say that I genuinely care for each and every single one of you guys, and I've done a lot of these mistakes and I've learned from a lot of these mistakes. So I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings. If this is something you like to spend your money on, things that are genuinely do not work for my lifestyle or things that I just kind of refuse to purchase. So take everything with a grain of salt. At the end of the day, I'm making this video to help you guys because I want you guys to make smart financial decisions when it comes to buying, designer items or, more. I just want you guys to be a little bit more savvy because I do consider myself a savvy shopper. So these are just things that did not work out for me or things that I will refuse. So other than that, let's get started with today's video. So the first item that I highly refuse to purchase, guys, in designer items is costume jewelry, you guys. I've been so many times, guys, at the boutiques looking at costume jewelry from different brands, and I'm not gonna sit here and lie. I do have some few costume jewelries here and there. I have like some Kendra Scott. I have some, higher end fashion jewelry, but most of it I got it on sale, so I don't feel as bad. I got them for about 50 to like 90% off, so I never paid full price for actual costume jewelry. But that's just something that I refuse to pay full price. I just refuse to. I'd rather invest that money into actual real metal, real precious stones versus it being costume. Because at the end of the day, if you melt that metal, it's worth nothing if it's costume, but if you melt a gold bracelet, it's worth something. So that's how I kind of see it. So for me, if it's costume jewelry, I don't really like to purchase them just because A, I'm not really a jewelry person to begin with, but B, I'm also somebody that if I do wear jewelry, I never tend to take it off. Usually I have like some silver rings or a silver necklace. I never tend to take those off, but I did take them off for the last couple of days. But costume jewelry is just not worth your money, guys. Don't go out and buy those $500 pair of costume jewelry. Invest that in some real jewelry, guys. Get something beautiful, get something custom. Support a local artist that makes jewelry. So for me, designer costume jewelry, I just refuse to purchase, or just costume jewelry in general. I prefer just to have my little bits and bobs of sterling silver or my bits and bobs of little gold that I have. Those are just kind of things that I enjoy a little bit more, and I tend to value it a lot more because since I don't have a lot of it, I tend to appreciate it more. So just costume jewelry in general, particularly designer, is just something that I don't think it's worth the money. The second one is going to be a typical one. I feel like a lot of people say this in this video, is super high-end skincare brands. For me, I've tried many brands my entire life. I've tried a lot of drugstore, a lot of the Johnson & Johnson brands. I've tried a lot of the mid-range brands or the specifically skincare brands. I've tried your bread and butter, like your Lancomes, your Estee Lauders, your Cliniques, and also kind of your La Mer's, La Prairie's, brands like that. And for me, I'm here to tell you guys, for me, I tend to buy my skincare from skincare based brands. I don't necessarily like to buy skincare from makeup or fragrance. I feel like I like brands that cater to specifically skincare, and I like the mid-range to a little bit lower range. I feel like those are the items that tend to work for me, and a lot of the items have like fragrance or has like a lot of unnecessary ingredients that you don't necessarily need in your skincare, and at the end of the day it does more harm. Like I bought this expensive cream one point in my life and it literally broke me out, and I'm glad that I bought it from a place that backed their items up and I got my refund. But I know certain places they would have been like, you know what, Sergio, it's your loss, have fun, and they're laughing at the bank because they collected $200 off a cream that gave me acne that now I have to spend more money to take care of. So for me, very, very high-end designer skincare is not worth it. I'm willing to pay a little bit more for like higher-end makeup like Charlotte Tilbury and Tom Ford. I do love those items, but there's a secret. I do get like Tom Ford makeup on sale. I don't get it on sale on Charlotte Tilbury, but that's a whole other video if you want to see how to get designer makeup on sale. I have so many great secrets and so many scores. Not TJ Maxx Saks and Marshalls or Ross. It's not even that. It's something even completely better, somewhere where I have to travel like 15 minutes or 20 minutes to go to, and I'm more than happy to film that video for you. But super high-end skincare I don't like to buy at all. The third thing is going to be expensive luggage. So for me, I do have a Rimowa luggage. It's a carry-on. It's the matte black one. I love it because it's a carry-on. I have control where it goes, where happens to it, so it's always with me. But I would never buy an expensive Rimowa check-in luggage, or an expensive Louis Vuitton luggage, or an expensive Prada luggage, or just a luggage that's basically over $400 or $500. I would not even buy an expensive check-in to me luggage. For me, it's just, I know people that work in American Airlines, you know what I mean? I live in Dallas, so you know American Airlines is based in Dallas, so I know a few things. And a lot of people, they just throw your check-in bags like it's nobody's business. They don't even care. I've even heard sometimes if it's even designer, they'll throw it on purpose. So for me, it's just not worth it, especially the Louis Vuitton ones. You're going to become a target if you're going to a foreign country, or just in general. The vachetta leather doesn't wear nice over time, but if it's a carry-on, I can see why you would spend a little bit more money on. But checked-in luggage, there's no way in this lifetime that I will ever buy high-end luggage like Louis Vuitton or like Tumi and stuff like that, just because I don't feel like that's worth the money, because at the end of the day, it becomes more of a target, and also it's gonna get damaged. So I feel like there's not necessarily a point of having expensive check-in luggage. Fourth item is super trendy designer items. We're talking about Gucci stockings, we're talking about you know, Prada headbands, we're talking about the Balenciaga triple S's. We're talking about very trendy items that if you look back 5 years from now, you can tell that it's a dated item. I'm a very kind of clean-cut, classic, minimal type person with a little bit of twist. I do like to have a little bit of fun on kind of classic items. But for the most part, I don't really buy a lot of trendy items, just because that's necessarily not my style. There is a few trendy items that I bought in and that I like, but for the most part, the super one in one out season type items I don't buy at all. And also, when I mean trendy, I mean like going into Zara and purchasing a shirt that you're only going to wear for one season, and then it's going to, you know, end up in a landfill. For me, this year I made it a priority to not be purchasing fast fashion anymore. I've not been in a Zara since last March. I've not been in a fast fashion store in quite a bit of time. I may walk through it just to see what they have, but going forward, I do not see myself purchasing fast fashion. I see myself purchasing contemporary and designer clothing. I tend to get a lot of it on sale, but for the most part, that's what I'm going to be sticking with. Fifth item that I would never buy is full price ready to wear. Now, there's some ready to wear that is worth the price, like this Moncler vest that is full price, but there's items like at the end of the season, you know, a lot of brands go on sale, or a lot of the beautiful brands and beautiful garments go on sale. So for me, if it's not a core or it's not an item that's classic, I will wait for it to go in the sale, period. Or I will at least get some sort of discount on it, like a bomb-on blazer. I will at least wait till I get 10 or 15 or 20% off, but I will never go out of my way to go to a department store and pay full price, you guys, full price on ready to wear. That's just something that I wouldn't do. Like I said, I've done it for certain pieces like this Moncler vest, because this is something that I see myself having forever. It's not going to go out of style. It's going to be timeless. So that is something that in my opinion, I think it is worth the investment. But as far as like Alexander Wang clothing or Balenciaga clothing or stuff like that, that's super trendy or super seasonal, I will never buy. Well, actually, I don't even buy those brands in general, but we're talking about like my Vince and my Theory. I don't tend to buy those brands full price. I have bought some full price items, but for the most part, I buy it on sale. So for me, full price ready to wear is something that I necessarily don't like to spend. I at least like to get 15% off an item, but if it's more, it makes me more happier. But I tend to buy a lot of my ready to wear clothing on a discount. The next one that we're going to be talking about today is going to be brand new cars or luxury cars in general. So I'm somebody that in my current lifestyle or my current, you know, today, if I want to, I can go out, I can purchase a nice, you know, luxury vehicle. But I choose not to, guys. I choose not to, because I feel like for me, that's not worth the money. Me having a nice car, or like whatever y'all consider a nice car, it doesn't bring any value to me. For me, I have like a typical, you know, car, you know what I mean, like a typical, you know, generic car. It's a nice car. It takes me to point A, point B. I drive a lot, so I wanted something that's good on gas. It literally cost me like $20 or $25 to fill up my entire tank of gas. So for me, I don't think that right now in my life, as a single person, I need to be purchasing an expensive car, and yet alone getting payments on them, being, you know, having the car and having to pay it for 5, 6, 4, 3 years, whatever it is. I'm not going to play that game. I don't want to be a slave into that system. I see so many people, guys, that are my age or younger or older that, you know, basically like almost 40% of their entire income on a monthly basis goes towards their car, or even 50% off goes towards all of it. And it's just, I just think that's crazy about the amount of money people spend on their cars. I know if that brings you joy, if that brings you happiness, and that makes you happy now, and you can afford to buy it, like afford to buy a car cash, therefore go ahead, do it. Nobody's stopping you. But for me, I just kind of feel bad for people that, you know, I know somebody that that the moment he turned 18, he bought a car that was 50 grand. His parents co-signed it, and right now he's struggling to pay that. You know where he works at, guys? I'm not putting anybody down, but I'm just being realistic in the situation. He's 19 now, and he literally, guys, makes I want to say like $12 or $13 an hour. Nothing wrong with that. That's a good, you know, wage while he's in college, and, you know, that's just like a little money. But all of that money goes towards his car, and he has no money left, no money to go out and have fun, no money to put in a Roth IRA, no money to, you know, just do other things. And he's financially locked into that situation. Yes, he can go find another job, but he's in college too, so you're kind of stuck in that situation, and you kind of brought that in yourself. And I feel like a lot of people aren't necessarily educated or know like how cars work or what good cars, or, you know, people just want to show off and they want to buy stuff that they can't afford. And I've seen this happen many times, and unfortunately myself, I'm not going to be a victim of that. When I bought my car at 17, I paid it with cash. It's the power of cash, guys. Cash really talks in situations, and I don't have to worry about, I literally, guys, I don't have to worry about, I don't have to worry about anything, guys. The only thing I have to worry about is putting gas in my car and my insurance, and that's it. And that's like literally under $150 a month, and I'm living my best financial debt-free life. And so yeah, like literally I'm happy with that. I'm content with that. I see myself purchasing another vehicle maybe within the next 24 months or the next 12 months. But best to believe when I purchase that car, it's going to be a car that will be functional, something that will have great value, and something that I can afford and pay cash. And that's how going forward, that's how I'm going to be living my life as far as vehicles. I will only buy cars that I can genuinely afford, like paying cash, or like obviously putting it on a credit card, just getting your points, and then paying that credit card the moment it posts on it. That's how I'm going to be doing it. And if you guys are watching, and if you guys are kind of my age, or if you're not my age and you want to learn something from this video, I think this one's the most important, because this is where a lot of people genuinely get in that financial fix, and you're kind of locked into that system. And for me, having an expensive car, paying, you know, I see people, like I said, 40 or 50 or all of their income goes towards a vehicle. That's not a way to live. That's not a way to live a happy life, guys. You should be enjoying life experiences. You should be traveling the world. You should be trying to do better for yourself. But you made a poor financial decision, and now you're locked in with a car that you may not even wanted to begin with. So that is my sixth thing that as far as luxury items that I refuse, is a car that I cannot afford. The next one is going to be designer tech. I'm somebody that I will never buy. First of all, this is my phone right here. It is the new, I don't know, it's the newer phone, but I don't really like cases on my phone. But I never see myself buying a Gucci AirPod case, a Prada AirPod case, or like a Christian Louboutin phone case, or a Givenchy phone case. For me, that's a waste of money, and if I really want a case, I will invest in a nice case that's like around $30, $35. But but the thing is, I don't really like cases in general, so I will just not buy expensive designer techwear. In the past, I bought in like little, you know, like little $100 cases, but those are not worth it. I change my phone every single year. Probably not the best thing to be saying, but it's true. I do like to change my phone out every single year, or every like 18 months. So for me, I just don't think that's a savvy financial decision is to be changing out or to be buying expensive designer accessories for tech wear, because you're eventually gonna have to move on to the next thing, and then you're stuck with an item that could have been towards something else. So designer tech wear is a no for me at all. Next item is going to be one-time designer wear or one-time clothing items. Going back in with the Zara thing, people buy things to go out for one night, stain it, and never wear it again, ends up in a landfill. But this also goes for special occasion items, buying that special dress, buying that special clutch, that special shoe. I feel like you should buy items that you could at least get multiple wears out of. I don't believe in buying one thing and never wearing it again. I just feel like that's not sustainable. And every single item, even my more occasional wear, like all my suits and stuff, I make sure that I pick the right colors. I make sure that it's something I can wear again, something I can use, something I can still wear on my day-to-day lifestyle. So I'll give you some examples. I have like a couple Hugo Boss suits. I have some more premium suits that, you know, I made sure that I can wear them casually, I can wear them dressed up, that those items are versatile items that I can wear multiple times and that I will get a good amount of use out of. And I don't believe in just buying just one item, or I just don't believe in buying one item for one occasion, never wearing it again. Maybe if you're like going to the Grammys or something, I can understand that. But for me and you, I feel like that's just not something that we should be doing, and we should buy items that we could get a little bit more wear out of. Maybe I'm being a little bit biased because I'm a guy, and I feel like it's a little bit more socially acceptable for like a guy to kind of wear like the same suit or the same pant or stuff like that, versus a woman. Maybe woman, the dress and the shoes and the clutches and stuff, people look at it more, so I can also understand that. But but there is a main issue that you should not be buying evening wear or one-time use items. That's not something that's good, regardless if it's a Jimmy Choo clutch, or regardless if it's a Zara clutch, or if it's a beautiful custom dress, or if it's a dress from Topshop. I feel like you should be using it multiple times and getting a little bit more wear out of, versus one-time use items. Ninth thing is going to be Louis Vuitton anything. So I made a video why I dislike Louis Vuitton. Link it down below for you guys if you're interested. But for me, Louis Vuitton is just a brand that I don't like. I don't like what it's associated with. For me, I don't like that it's everywhere. I don't like the quality. I don't like the way they reinforce their items. A lot of their items have glazing. They're not actually stitched in. So a lot of the items over time will fall apart. I just think that their items are not worth the money. If you want to buy like Louis Vuitton leather, then why not just spend a little bit more and get maybe like an Hermes bag, or maybe get a Chanel bag, or even go support your local artists or people in your area and buy a leather bag from them, and you're helping somebody local. So for me, I just don't see the value in Louis Vuitton items. Everybody has it. It's cheesy. So many different types of, it's just nothing special through my eyes. Yes, my first designer handbag was a Louis Vuitton handbag, but I since sold all my Louis Vuitton items. I only have one item left, and it's a pair of earrings. Other than that, I don't currently own no Louis Vuitton items, and I don't see myself purchasing any Louis Vuitton items in the near future, or even 10 or 15 or 20 or 50 years in the future. It's just a company that I just don't care for, and honestly, I think you guys can get more bang for your buck through other brands or other channels of items that they get. And also, the monogram gets replicated so much, so honestly, it's just not worth it in my opinion. And the 10th item, which is going to be the most important thing, is luxury items are not worth it. This one's going to be a little bit different. It's where I decide to shop at. I only buy stuff that I can return stuff, things where they back up, where they stand behind the products that they sell. Kind of like Louis Vuitton, they don't really stand behind a lot of their items. If something happens, they're like, oh well, too bad, too sad, you know, buy another one, or pay an expensive amount, like half of what it's worth, to get it repaired. For me, I only buy items where I buy it, the vendor is reputable. If I buy it from a third party, so for example, if I buy like Montclair, not from a Montclair actual store, but from, let's say, points of distribution, I buy things where they back their items up, and I pay and I use credit cards that will help me up with that. American Express and Chase are really great with that. I have not had to do any chargebacks or anything like that, but that's good to have a peace of mind if anything happens. Those credit cards are there to help you out as a consumer. And also shop at places where they back their items up, where, you know, you do get that warranty, or if anything happens within like the first, you know, 90 days of wearing it, you're covered, you know what I mean? I don't like to buy things that are final sale, or I don't like to buy things that they don't back up. You know, there's exceptions to the rules, like Lululemon. Like I remember like years ago, I bought a pair of final sale shorts and I washed them. I didn't dry them, but like it kind of like the little strip where it's kind of like reflective, it peeled off, and I went and they actually gave me the full retail value. I think I got it on sale for $50. They gave me $78 to exchange it for something else. So that's like somewhere where I'm proud to shop at. It's Lululemon, because they genuinely back their items up. And if you're not happy, if you're not content, or if something happened, like I said, the strip fell off, they will take care of you as a consumer. And they were nice enough to even give me the full value, not even what I paid for. So mind where you shop at, guys. Buy places where you get treated well. Buy stuff where you know, where it makes more sense for yourself. I want you guys to maximize the most value into items. And for me, I only buy items from places that back up and stand behind their items, regardless if it's a certain brand, like if I go to that brand directly, or if I buy it through a points of distribution, or if I decide to buy pre-love. Like what happens if I buy an item pre-loved and something happens to it, what will happen then? I take all those items and all those things into consideration when I purchase anything, especially over $500. I definitely like to take all those things in consideration, because at the end of the day, we all work hard for our money, guys. We're all working class, and you know what I mean? We have to make smart financial decisions that stand behind their items and stand behind their things, because I think morally that's the right thing to do. Not abusing it, but you know, if something happens, I believe that I'm responsible for whatever happens to your items. But yeah, guys, this is going to be 10 luxury items that I never buy, or 10 kind of things that I look for. Hope you guys, this gives you a brighter idea or of what I kind of look for, things that I will not spend my money on. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, definitely leave them down below, or DM me on Instagram. Like I said, I post every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so make sure to subscribe so you never miss any one of my uploads. This is Sergio Secrets, and I just can't thank you enough for taking the time to watch one of my videos. I really appreciate it. Y te miro hasta la próxima. Adiós.